This is Brandon.
Raimi.
Tony.
Blake. All right, welcome back to the Drawn Out Podcast.
Yes. What are we talking about today?
Wonder Woman.
Cool. All right.
Right on time and topical, as always.
What was the last movie we did that was super late?
Guardians.
That's right.
All of them.
Yeah.
That movie came out like decades ago.
Literally all of them.
Initial thoughts on Wonder Woman when you saw it?
It was good. Felt good.
Felt good.
The last fight might be the only downside, I guess. But that's
Right.
it. Tony?
I mean, obviously it was the best DC movie.
Oh,
I think it was
Granted, they're putting the bar pretty low,
Yeah.
so it's not hard
It's
to
really-
do that.
Yeah, could have been almost anything and it would have been the best DC Cinematic Universe movie.
I wish the best DC Cinematic Universe movie was The Question. And they made a Question movie.
I think it was probably the best
Actually,
movie I've
probably
seen this
could.
year. Honestly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What about Baby Driver?
Oh, shit.
Okay, Baby Driver was... that's so tough, but those two are tied at number one. Other than that,
Okay.
it was like better than Guardians and everything for me.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was definitely
Pretty good.
pretty good. Pretty good. It was definitely the best DC movie so far, but I mean, it wasn't like spectacular by any means. It had flaws, obviously.
Wonder Woman has flaws.
No, she's fucking perfect.
She has flaws.
But the movie did have flaws, yes.
I love her flaws.
So I felt like, aside from, saying the same thing that everybody else has said, it was just Captain America and Thor fused into one movie.
Yeah, but
Which wasn't a bad thing.
it's not like that was done.
No, but like I said, it was just those two movies that already existed shoved into one with a really, really, really hot girl.
Okay.
I can't express how hot you are, gal. I love you.
Don't.
It's
return
weird
his
that weird that
text.
her name is Gal because it sounds like you're just being like a chauvinist, like
A
this really
19
hot gal.
That's really hot,
1930s
gal.
sexist
Gal,
name.
you're so hot. That's a hot gal.
Well, Tim, I says a pretty hot gal over there.
We're in the roaring 20s. We're gonna smoke a cigar and watch the prize fight of the year.
And have sex
I'm
with
not
this
being
gal.
I'm not being a chauvinist pig. Her name's Gal.
This is a good bit
Her
we're
name's
doing,
really
Tim.
gal. Get back to the kitchen.
I like this bit.
You guys sound more like 20s. Mine sound like I was borderline trying to be Barack Obama.
Yeah, well, wait, are you trying to
Hello,
say that Barack
gal.
Obama's a chauvinist?
No, I meant like just the way I was speaking. Like yours sounded like 20s accents, and mine sounded like I was trying to make fun of Barack
My name
Obama.
is Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's get into
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. We're gonna have them now.
1 second. I don't think it was like everybody said it was like Captain America. I really don't think it was that much like Captain America, just because it's in
A
a war.
timepiece,
Yeah,
yeah.
like he doesn't get like exclusive rights to world wars. It wasn't even the same world war.
No,
But then Steve Trevor's like Peggy Carter, and he
they're
also
both
has the first name
star-spangled.
Steve.
They both have shields. There's two guys named Steve. It's World War. It's a world war. Fucking a person who wasn't initially going to be in said war is now the fucking leader of taking
Yeah,
it
but
down.
they're-
It's the same movie.
They were doing it for different reasons.
So her reasons were dumb. Here's my biggest thing about it. Everybody was saying how much of it, this is the one flaw to the movie that I really, really found to be a part of it. They were like, oh, she's such an inspiration as a woman character. She's such a strong female lead. No, the fuck she's not. She was a very naive, very easily manipulated, extremely, everything about her was just so easily changed. She was like, oh, I need to stop this war because it's the right thing to do. Okay, well, you only wanted to do that because this random asshole came in and was like, oh yeah, it's the biggest war ever. It's gonna really, really be awful. Everyone's gonna get sucked into it. And she's like, logical conclusion here. I should probably help out with this. But then after that, she was like, she immediately was like, oh, well, now I've lost complete faith in humanity because of this one thing that happened. She was just so easily fucking bounced back, and I loved the movie, don't get me wrong, but don't sit there and tell me that she is the quintessential female role model character now. No, she was very easily manipulated and extremely naive.
Great word choice.
Yes,
Chris Pine was a hot asshole, though.
he carried the show.
And I think that's why it's not as much like Captain America, was because they're pretty much the opposite. Whereas he had the maturity to be a superhero, he was just small and feeble, so they gave him the powers.
Right.
She had the powers, but none of the maturity to be a superhero, so they helped her gain maturity
I mean,
and
if
look at
that's the-
humanity in a different ways. Like, other than, oh, I just have to kill the one villain and then everything will be fine. And they're like, that's not how the world works,
But
sweetie.
then she kind of did. Like,
But-
she killed the wrong guy, and she's like, nothing changed. But then she killed the right guy, and everything changed.
Yeah,
So-
they're like the fucking military on opposite sides, like we're hugging each other and shit. Afterward.
Yeah, that part really upset me. I
Yeah.
was very, very pissed about that.
Hey, you guys were just about to shoot me a second ago.
You know, that guy's a-
Hey, you saw that guy die, right? That was crazy. Let's just hug this one out.
Look how close we were to dying, friends. Like, you'll go grab a
woman
drink.
just jumped 1,000 feet. It's fucking crazy. Hug me.
That guy put on armor and he was throwing swords everywhere.
He has a mustache.
That fucking mustache.
He has a mustache. He really looked bad underneath that helmet. And they're like, yeah, that was a really weird directional choice.
It's weird that we saw it up close.
No, but honestly, I liked the movie better for that reason, for her being naive.
Yeah.
Because honestly, with Wonder Woman being such a huge positive female role model in the world,
Yeah, I'm glad they took that away from him.
no,
They
it's
have
just
nobody
more-
now.
No, it's just more realistic in that way. Just like Spider-Man, he's inspirational because he's realistic, not because he's Captain America, who has that kind of like
Superman.
right, the Superman
personality.
quality, where he's just like the God complex, where I'm taking care of these people because I have to, because if I don't, they're fucking retarded.
With
and
great
kill
power
themselves.
comes great responsibility.
But with Wonder Woman, she was extremely relatable. She was very good. She was extremely my words are sucking right now. But
It's
the
all
point
the time.
is, fuck you. The
the point is
that-
fuck you.
Yeah, the point is fuck you.
That's always
Tony.
the point, yeah.
No, but she was. I liked her better than I liked the comic counterpart, to be honest.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think the movie really gave me a newfound respect for Wonder Woman.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think mostly
As
just
much respect
because
as you can have for women.
right.
Tony.
Well, I'm about to get into that, but
I love female characters.
Cut that
just
part.
Wonder Woman annoys me.
yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Is like in all the comics and all the fucking animated shows and shit, she's always too feministic, and I mean, I fucking cannot stand feminism
Yeah.
whatsoever. It bothers the shit out of me. I don't know why. Obviously, I have
Because
no...
you're a man.
Well, no, it's not that. I have no problem
Right.
with women
No, I get you.
whatsoever.
I need you to stop mansplaining this.
I'm not
things.
sexist.
You
No,
married
see,
one.
The thing
It's
is,
just, I feel like they don't have anything to prove. Why do they feel like they do? And then they like shove it in my face like I'm assaulting
villain.
them
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I'm just being myself, just hanging out.
When I'm just assaulting everybody, not just women.
it's unbiased.
Also the men and children.
Yeah,
It's like,
especially
dude,
the
you're free to
children.
make your own choices. You can do whatever you want. If you want to fucking decide to become a fucking weightlifter tomorrow and go into the
Right.
pros and weigh fucking 600 pounds, that's your deal, dude. I don't care.
No,
I
it's-
really don't.
So
Right.
here's the whole standpoint on that for me is just I agree that feminism, the original idea of it was it's a good
We're about to
idea.
debate
But that
feminism
was
right
back fucking...
We're about to debate feminism right now.
No,
Yes.
Let's
it's
not
right.
do that on the
Like,
channel.
Four men
I'm just saying,
podcast.
there's a difference between feminism and feminazis.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying.
One is
Feminism
Nazis.
is fine, but once you're a feminazi and you're sitting there saying that you have to fucking you have to abort male children because they're going to grow up to be fucking chauvinistic
It's basically
pigs.
the difference between arguing whether women are better than men or just, hey, let's all be equals. And
Right, exactly.
One's right and one's wrong, and you should know, otherwise kill yourself.
Yeah, I know exactly which
So
one's
it's not
right and wrong in
necessarily
the situation.
feminism that Blake has a problem with. It's just fucking
It's what feminism has grown into.
exactly.
And that's why I like
overly
it's radical.
feminism. Yeah, radical feminism. And, I understand that there
we're
was...
still debating feminism.
Yeah, we are. Well, I understand back
You
in the
can't
day
talk
there was a
about Wonder
reason
Woman and
for
not-
it.
Right,
you know?
right. Let's
Women
be real
didn't have
here.
rights and shit, and that was stupid, and now we fixed it. So now that it's been fixed, why is it still a fucking thing? It's
Right.
just like fucking
Well, it's like
slavery. It's like, guys,
racism.
I get it.
I
I
agree
fucking
with-
get it. It was a bad fucking
I get it.
thing.
Free labor.
Let's debate slavery
cool
too
now.
on this podcast.
We're all fucking
We
cool
already got
now.
feel about
Let's just be
slaves.
friends.
I agree with Jim Jeffries.
I didn't have
They're
anything
their
to do
place,
with that.
but they don't deserve the extra 30%.
Alright.
Cool.
Cool. Let's never put this one out. Ramy, if you could just destroy the audio for this.
This is why we put this one
But
off.
the fact
is
that
great.
they got rid of that is, I think, what
Well, see,
made
no,
it
no, no,
one
no, no.
that's
I
so
don't-
appealing to
I-
me.
I
is
would-
now she's fucking cool.
I would argue that they didn't get rid of it. They just didn't have like feminazi. Like there were some points where she was like feminist, where it was like all males, and Steve's like, hey, just stay out here because you're a woman. And like, it wasn't that she was going in there because she's like, women deserve rights. She was just like, we're
Chilling, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, we're equals. She just saw them as equals. And so that made a feminist point that it's like, she grew up in a place where it's just everybody's equals. Even though she
Right.
grew up in all women, she's like,
It didn't matter.
You and me, we're both humans, so
Right.
there's no difference here.
Well, she's not a human, but
Well, you
She's
know
a
what I
clay
mean.
person.
Yeah, so she's less
clay.
like
She's
Face.
Pinocchio. Fucking brought to life by Geppetto.
well, in this case, it was Zeus.
Zeus Pedo.
I don't like.
I mean, that's kind of what Zeus was. No, Zeus was. He was
Yeah,
that.
he was a pedophile, among many horrible other things. Anywho,
It's surprised that Wonder Woman didn't think men were horrible then with fucking Zeus Pedo walking around.
right?
He didn't do anything to the Amazons. It was all Greek women.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna turn into a swan and then fuck you, and it's gonna be great.
And swans have the weird crooked dicks.
I'm
and-
gonna piss on you and get you pregnant.
That's not how that. Zeus, do you not know how sex works?
No, I totally know how the sex works.
I know how sex works, but I want it to work like this, so I'm gonna make it do that. And they're like, I guess.
Yeah, you can
I mean,
do
you're
that.
Sure,
Zeus,
I
yeah.
guess you're Zeus. But it's. Could you not? Oh, okay. You're peeing on her right now.
already
Okay,
done.
that's. I guess that's fine.
She's pregnant from your pee.
Cool.
Yay!
I'm gonna go back up to Mount Olympus and try to forget that.
Jerk on my ding dong.
That must have been what R. Kelly was trying.
He was like, Zeus did it. I can be a Greek god.
Anyway,
Yeah, it was nice that the movie didn't have like feminism thrown down your throat though.
right?
Yeah, it had the
underlying tone.
elements, but it wasn't like, oh, men are bad.
I feel like that might be a benefit from having a female director, where a male director might have tried to push that a lot more.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it's like,
they,
this is what people want.
They released the screenplay for it from Joss Whedon.
Yes. The movie that was never
and
made.
Everybody critiqued it very heavily and said that it was the most sexist thing that they've ever seen. And I'm like, you picked out like 3 or 4 things that were horrible
Right.
out of the entire screenplay. Like, you're cherry picking to a degree. Like, yes, he's probably going to have something that comes off as sexist. That's every guy on the planet. We can't not do that because that's just what we do. We don't have the same views because we are the opposite gender.
Well,
we have a different spectrum.
Right, it's the same thing that you see on the websites that are just like, men are all pigs, but then the next article's like, oh, look at this man in a thong, sexy.
Right,
And it's
exactly.
Like, oh,
You
well,
can't, there's always a double standard. There's going to be. And I guarantee he didn't intend for it to come off as sexist. It was
No.
just how he wrote it came off that way. And it's
Right.
like,
Joss Whedon is known for being very
for
for being
sexism.
very equal in characters.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the subtlety in this movie better.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the scene where she goes in there, like how she was alongside a bunch of male characters, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
wasn't like she was stronger than them, but it wasn't like, look how much better she is than men.
They were
It's like,
helping
Yeah,
them.
it's like they're helping, and she's just also equally strong, if not stronger. She's doing a lot of it, but they're
Right.
helping
Right,
because
yeah,
they're
like in-
they're on equal
When they
ground.
killed the sniper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was literally about to say that fight scene, and then fucking they grab the car
Right.
door or whatever,
That
and
poor
he uses
bastard
it.
is-
Oh my
Pace.
god, Jesus, fuck, that was.
That was overkill. You did not need to kill that man like that.
Well, I
She
thought
should
it was
just
kinda
threw the
cool.
car door at him.
I thought it was
Right?
really cool that they made it to where, like, hey, Steve Trevor remembers this from when he first met her on the
Right.
island. He saw the other Amazons do it, so
Yeah,
he just
right.
assumes she knows what he means when he's doing it.
Right.
And it fucking worked.
Yeah, they all just assumed that they needed each other, and they were all just on equal ground. It was
Right.
really cool. I liked it.
What were you looking at there for a sec?
What do you mean?
You like drifted off into space looking
Yes,
over my
sometimes I
head.
just do that.
Okay.
I see things.
Yeah. that-
Right behind you, move! Run!
She was summoned here by us talking about feminism by 40
We said her name 3 times.
Diana Prince, Diana Prince, Diana Prince.
Hi.
Hi. Please call me Wonder Woman.
So what else did you guys like or dislike about the movie so we can stop talking about feminism?
There were a lot of things to like about it. Like, the soundtrack was really good. I loved that whenever she was doing something badass, they
Her
had that
theme.
awesome theme song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That-
yeah.
Her theme is
Radish.
so
Her
good.
It was badass.
Yeah.
It's the most memorable theme in the past couple of years of
Right.
anything else. Like,
Yeah.
It sounded almost like the 90s X-Men cartoons
Yeah.
theme song.
Yeah.
Right.
Doo-doo-doo.
That's
That's
not
right.
the... at all.
It sounded kind of like that.
Well, you made it sound more like that.
Yeah,
Led
Come from the land of the awesome.
I was just saying,
Yeah.
you sound like Led Zeppelin there.
Well, it also had that sound.
Right.
It actually really did.
See?
Yeah, but it was
Just
it
do
was
it again
cool.
and I'll fix it in post.
No, it's,
Shit, we're doing it again.
You sing the actual song. One cool thing also, I know Tony really loved it too, was the speech Steve Trevor gives.
oh my god, that was
Wonder
easily
Woman.
my favorite part of the movie. All of the dialogue was good,
When?
but that
At the end, when he's saying, she's like,
Maybe it's just people.
I
Yeah.
killed Ares.
Oh my God.
What's wrong? And he's just like, sometimes people just fucking suck.
Yeah.
They just want to
And
keep
it-
going.
and
I
it
like
was
to
just
think
like
you quoted
it
that
was
verbatim.
really emotional for both of them. Like her learning
Right.
that like sometimes people are just bad, and it's just because they're bad people.
Right.
And you can't always save everybody, and then him having to explain it to her, and they were both emotional, and I thought it was
killing
awesome.
himself.
Yeah, and then he
Well,
killed
see-
himself, and like I aspire to be that someday. So
That was the thing I wish they actually didn't do so much. Well, not him kill himself, but the
I love when people kill themselves.
when they did the flashback when she couldn't hear what he said the first time,
Right.
and then he like gave the speech again.
Yeah,
I was thinking, man, they shouldn't have done that because I felt like it was more impactful when you didn't hear his final words. And
see, I felt like it would have been better if she didn't hear the whole speech. Like her ears were still ringing, and then
Yeah.
he gave her the watch.
I felt like that was enough.
Well, I really like that line. You
Right.
can save the world, but I can save the day. Like
Yeah.
I thought that was a really well written line. I
Makes
really
me want
liked
to
it.
kill myself.
Yeah, right. Everything does, but that really, I was like
That
ready
helped.
to kill myself right there in the theater.
I can save the day.
Seppuku,
But like, I would have
Sudoku.
been super.
secret Sudoku.
I think it would have been better if she wouldn't have heard anything and she was really confused, and he hands her the
Yeah.
watch and she's still confused, and then her hearing comes back and he says that, and she's like, "Wait, what the? What did you say before that? Wait, where are you going? Don't go! Don't get the plane! Wait!"
Don't fly away. What are you gaining altitude? What?
Okay, speaking of which, I still feel like that wouldn't go the way that they planned it to go.
What do you mean?
Well, like, that was a huge blast radius.
Right.
And I remember talking about that right outside of the theater. Like, that poison shit would have killed everybody anyway.
Well, yeah, but it was a chemical reaction, so it all burned up, and when it burns like that, it creates a different compound, which is why when they're dropping it, it's not exploding, it's releasing the gas. So when you burn it, it combines with the hydrogen around it and the oxygen, whatever,
Right.
whatever the. I don't know the chemical, so I don't know
Right.
exactly how it's going to react, but it's going to react and become something different.
Only Dr. Poison knows the true chemicals.
Yeah.
That was something I did find stupid. Okay, here's another. Why did the guy she thought was Ares? Why did he have to be like roided out? Like, what was with that?
Just to
That was.
I
just,
think it was just to keep throwing the misdirection.
yeah, to give you the false ending.
Well, I mean, that's
Honestly,
fine and all, but I mean, like, they
I'm-
didn't explain it at all. They were just like, "You're gonna be as strong as you used to be," and it's like, he could fucking like crush metal and shit. Like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, what do you mean
When
he's
was
strong
he
as you-
ever used
Yeah,
to do that?
when was he ever strong enough that he could just do that?
Like, you didn't
But-
explain it at all.
Honestly, and that was one of my nitpicks with the movie was I would have preferred if she just thought he was Ares and none of that fight happened. She just went up there and he's like,
And
"Oh
stabbed
shit, who are
him.
you?" And she just
Yeah.
kills him.
Yeah.
She's like, "I got you, Ares," and he's like, "I'm just a fucking
Gotcha.
guy." Like,
What the
And-
hell are you
yeah.
talking about?
he dies. There's no fight, and she's like, "You didn't even fight me," and he's like, "Yeah, because I'm not Ares." And then he
He's saying
dies.
that as the sword's in him. He's
I don't know how to fight.
It's not me, dude.
She doesn't even say anything to him. She's like, I killed you. And it's like, I'm not even Ares. This movie could be
Did-
so much better.
Because did anybody actually get fooled by that?
No.
Like, did anybody believe he was Ares?
He was Ares, not even remotely.
I can't remember exactly when I started suspecting. Oh shit! What's his actual name? I just remember it's Lupin.
Just say Lupin. That's fine.
Ares?
You actually suspected him
Yeah.
at some point? Because when I
I-
watched it, I was like,
He was like 3 minutes tops before the
right, yeah, he had
finale.
like no fucking
I leaned
show
over.
in the movie at all. He was just like, hey, I'm a part
Yeah,
of the
but he was-
military here.
What's this
All right,
woman doing?
Here's some money, dude. I'm gonna help you out.
was-
Yeah,
But
Some
that,
bro.
it was
that's
some-
why I suspected him, was because he was too fucking nice.
It was-
Everybody else was this douchebag for no reason, and then this guy's like, I'm gonna help you out.
Is the
I have
whole-
no reason to help you out.
There
but
was,
I'm gonna help
It's the
you.
whole Rick and Morty parasites thing, where if you have bad memories, they're good. and
Yeah,
good memories, they're
exactly.
evil.
For me, I think there was some call where he gave them like a weird order. They're like, "We're gonna go do this thing," and he's like, "No, don't." And there was no reason in my mind that he would try to stop them from doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, "That's really weird that you." Because I think it was when they were going to track down who they thought was Ares at the time at like that
Ludendorff.
ball.
Yeah, they were going to go to the
Yeah, and he was
party,
like,
I
"Don't!
think.
You're not allowed to go there." And it's like you financed him to come all this way, and now all of a sudden you're like, "No, don't do it." And I was like, "That
Well,
seems weird." I don't.
He didn't really know what their intentions were of going out there other than to try to stop the war. But,
Right.
you know, going to that huge party is kind of like, hey, we're here, let's fucking,
Yeah,
let's do this, guys.
I just started suspecting him then, and then also because he only had, not just because he was too nice, but he only had 3
Big-
minutes of screen
big
time,
name
and he's
actor.
a big name actor.
Well, he's not huge, but
Well, yeah, but he's bigger than anybody else that was in the movie, and they gave him like a
right.
3-minute cameo, and then he.
only in Harry Potter. What are you talking about, big actor?
He's a big British actor.
Yeah.
Harry Potter's kind of a big deal. I don't know if you.
So he was in it, and then I was like, I was like, oh, that was a cool little cameo. And then he came back a couple times, and then he gave that weird order, and I was like, I wonder if he's gonna be real Ares, because there's got to be a twist.
Well, no, even by that logic, though, so instead of 3 minutes of screen time, he got 10 minutes of screen time.
As soon as he
at
gave that
most.
order, I would have immediately been suspicious.
Well, see, I had it ruined for me because I saw an article that said Lupin from Harry Potter was going to be Ares. And so I didn't know it was going to be a big plot point. Like, I look up actors playing roles all the time. And so it's like, Henry Cavill's going to be Superman. Oh, shit, I didn't know that it was going to be a secret until the end.
It's like Smallville.
Like, it's one of those
just
things.
A blur.
And then, yeah, watching, I was just like, like, Ludendorff, that actor wasn't supposed to be Ares, but okay.
Guess the article got it wrong.
Oh.
I didn't like him as Ares.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
no,
he was
I thought
okay.
Ares was badass, but he was a terrible fucking casting choice for
I
it.
think it would have been fine if they just made it when he got the armor, they just cover up
He
his
went,
face
like,
completely.
Or
Well-
if he just turned gray with like the red eyes. Like
and kept them beard.
Like his
No,
fucking,
God.
maybe he can. He's a fucking god. Maybe he can just change his fucking shape. You
That,
know?
that's
right.
what
So
I
if he
thought
just
was gonna
became like a
happen.
younger fucking, Greek god-looking motherfucker, then it
No.
wouldn't have been a big deal to me.
But when he was cast down, he was already Lupin.
Yeah,
So it's like,
and
fuck.
that's what I thought was gonna happen. Was he's like, oh, I took on this form because it's this pleasant British guy and everybody's
Right.
gonna trust me.
Right.
Now here's my true form. I'm gray. I got the red eyes, and
Right. Yeah.
And
they could've
I
just
don't
made
have
him
a
look like
fucking mustache underneath my
Right,
Greek helmet,
right.
like a pencil mustache.
And
What
his
the fuck's
voice,
that?
his voice was really weird for it too.
Yeah.
But like the whole imagery, the seeing him pull the fucking metal shrapnel out of the fucking like destroyed planes and shit.
Yeah, the
and
armor
pull it
was
and make
so
armor
cool.
out of it and make
Yeah.
swords and shit. That was
It was
awesome.
like from a distance, you're like, "Wow, that's awesome!" It zooms in on his face, and you're like, "Go back to the wide shots."
you ruined it.
It's funny on IMDb. It says his character is Sir Patrick still, and so I don't know where I saw it was Ares, but it's one of those things that's like, man, like,
Why'd you do that?
Why you
Yeah.
gotta ruin shit? But yeah, I mean, there were quite a few things that I enjoyed about it, aside from just, the overall theme of it and all that good stuff. I mean, like, aesthetically, it was amazing. That scene where she's, like, walking in there and just fucking deflecting all the bullets. It was,
Yes.
that was the moment that got me hard. I'm just,
I was a little weirded out that nobody like shot her in the fucking kneecap. or
Right?
something.
Yeah. What is with that? Like, they never shoot, like, they always aim for the shield.
Yeah.
Or in the general vicinity of the blocking area, and it's like, why don't you just shoot
There were
them in the
snipers
foot?
in there. Like they had scopes on some of those rifles.
Why did they even worry about the sniper? Because, like, she could have blocked the bullet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just, like, walk up there. Ding! She was just doing that with a fucking Gatling gun. I'm pretty sure this old shitty rifle isn't gonna help out. Like, we all know where the fuck he is.
That was one thing that I had, like, that was not okay with me about the movie, is they kind of changed everybody else's costumes just a little bit to make them more real-worldy. They didn't really do that for hers.
well, I mean, same thing.
Like,
Superman doesn't need a real world costume. Wonder Woman doesn't need a
well,
real world costume.
no, just, like, more practical in my mind. Like Henry Cavill's suit, he doesn't put the red underpants on outside of it because
Right.
he doesn't need them. And I felt like hers, like, I would have been okay with her having the shirt, but, like, why not have like
The
thigh
leggings and
thigh
yeah.
armor and stuff? Like
Right.
why? Because they could have still put the skirt on her and then actually had practical armor like an actual warrior would wear.
Right.
Sorry, I was thinking about her thighs. Go on.
Well, now I am. So I'll have
I'm
that.
thinking about
her pies.
Steve Trevor.
It's gonna sound weird without the context.
We're drinking pie. It's delicious.
So that's another thing that was really upsetting to me is that as much as I
Her
loved
thighs?
as much as I loved her,
Thighs.
yes, her thighs also thighs. Everything.
5 minutes later.
But I really hated the whole that Steve Trevor carried the show. Chris Pine carried it.
I don't think so.
I think that the minute that she's gonna have her own thing, she's not gonna be interesting enough story-wise. She has to be a side character.
Well, this
because they
was
just-
her own
yeah,
thing.
that's
She's
why-
gonna be
Yeah,
Justice
no,
League.
that's just it. It
She's
wasn't her
like
own
Batman.
thing. It wasn't though. That was the thing. Is that fucking Chris Pine was the main character?
Well, that's what people say about Superman anyway.
I wouldn't
like. He can't carry a thing, but
I wouldn't say he's the main character. I do think he carried it though. Like she was the main character, but I don't think she would have been. I don't think it would have been nearly as interesting without him by her side, like being comedic and kind of
Right.
having like those dialogue at the end with her, stuff like that.
or on the boat when he's like,
Yes.
why don't you want to sleep with me? And he's like, I do.
She's like, "Do you not
But-
sleep with women?" And he's like, "I
sleep with all
plenty
sorts of women."
Well,
Yeah,
not a lot, but you know.
But yeah, it's one of those.
I think that was the
Ah.
actual perfect casting choice. I don't think anybody could have delivered the lines like he did.
Oh,
Like, that
oh,
comedic
yeah.
timing
Oh, no.
was perfect.
Yeah, and Chris Pine's always good about that stuff,
Yeah.
which is why I loved him in the movie. But it was just without him, I think that the movie wouldn't be as great.
Well, I think that's the trouble superhero movies are having now. Where like in Suicide Squad, the guy that played Bane, what was his name?
Bane.
Not in Dark Knight Rises. Tom Hardy.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
supposed to play
Captain Boomerang.
No, it wasn't Captain Boomerang.
Pretty sure he was supposed to play Captain Boomerang, and then they replaced him with Jai Courtney. He was either going to play him or
I thought it was the leader guy.
Yeah.
Rick Flag.
yes.
Yeah.
I thought he was up for both of those, and then they
Probably.
just didn't cast him for either.
Well, I feel like they have the point where if you don't want to play that hero and you want this big name actor, you kind of have to go below. Like, and so I think that's what they did with Suicide Squad. Whereas in Wonder Woman, they were lucky that they got Chris Pine to play such a smaller role, I guess.
Yeah.
To where he could have been. A lot of people were talking about him being Green Lantern.
Right. And yeah, I would agree with that. Because some people wouldn't take that role because they're
Right.
like, so I won't be able to be a superhero.
Yeah.
They're like, no, buddy, if you take this role, you can't be a superhero.
Chris Pine could have been Green Lantern, but he's probably offered it, and he probably said Steve Trevor.
I think he nailed it.
Oh yeah, I mean, and again, without him, the show wouldn't have been as good.
You must have seen the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie.
He's like, you know what? I don't trust that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fall into that trap.
This Wonder Woman movie looks pretty good. I'll do that one.
It's decent. There's a lot of cool topics here.
Well, I think that's what
There's
superhero
not a lot of
movies
lighting
need to
on
go
me
back
either.
to.
so
Right,
it gives me
right.
More potential.
I think that's
I can just do whatever, and if it fucks up, they'll blame Gal Gadot and
And I'm dead. I don't have to come back.
Patty. Oh shit, what's her last name?
Jenkins.
Jenkins. Yes.
Patty Jenkins.
Oh.
Well, also, DC movies have been known to be black and, like, darker. Color scheme.
Well, with Wonder Woman, it worked because it was
Well,
more
I-
historical film than anything.
Well, that's true, but I thought Themyscira looked
If
amazing
you
with
want-
bright colors.
Yeah,
like, the
that's true.
ocean was
If you want
blue as
fucking
fuck. And
darkness, both in like actual scenery and story, World War I is the place to go. Like that's the darkest time ever.
Well, no, it's... I'd say World War II is the darkest time ever.
Maybe for you.
Okay. Maybe for Jew.
Maybe for you.
Well, like, the thing that really sold me on the aesthetics of that was Themyscira looked amazing.
Yeah.
And that was like your Asgard kind of scene.
Right.
And then it was...
Seem oddly comfortable dropping that knife against your nuts.
Yeah.
Keeping that in.
And then when they went into the whole world of man, it was gritty and dark and gray, and
I
and
understand.
then they had the splash colors
Right,
with
right.
Wonder Woman, like they when she was wearing the dress, that was extremely colorful. She stood out like no one's business. But then, it was
She just radiates.
I think Gal Gadot could show up to a ball on a fucking
Oh, yeah.
potato
Potato
sack,
sack, yeah.
and she would. I'd be like, "Wow, who's that? And what is that gown she's wearing?"
To be fair, if you go to a ball in a potato sack, you're gonna stick out. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the most plain Jane looking motherfucker that ever existed, and someone would be like, "There's a guy over there wearing a
Is he wearing a potato sack?
Why? I don't know.
That's
We're all in
interesting.
tuxes.
It's not even
Tuxes,
like a
tux out.
burlap one. It's like the mesh ones they
Yeah.
sell potatoes
Yeah.
in now, so it's not covering anything.
Should I go make fun of that guy? No, he's actually the richest man here.
the
Oh,
richest-
wow.
Oh God.
And also his ding dong sticking
Yeah.
out of that potato sack.
He's literally sticking out.
Should we jerk it off? Jerk off his ding
Jerk off his
dong?
ding dong. The whole party, go for it.
Everybody.
Well, also, this is the first movie in a long time that I got goosebumps at. Like, the two scenes I got those during was when she went out the trenches.
Right.
I was
Oh.
walking up, yeah.
Amazing.
Like, I thought that was done very well. And then after Steve Trevor blew up his plane, and it goes into, like, QuickTime mode, and she's just slashing all the
Where she
guys.
became the Flash.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of upset me too.
What? No, I thought it was awesome.
I thought
I
it
know
looked
that-
really cool.
yeah,
it was just
it
really odd choice.
Well, she has
style.
Yes,
Super
she has
speed.
super speed. She does, but the problem that you
Since
do,
when?
that she's always had it.
Yeah.
At least since
I've never
Ever
once
since-
seen Wonder Woman use super speed.
Ever since they got rid of her invisible jet, she's been able to fly and have super speed.
she's
flies?
essentially.
Yes.
You didn't know she flies?
I thought she just like was
Jumps really
jumping
far.
really far.
Well, that's what they
Nah.
did for the movie.
Yeah, with they legitimately make her fly. Like she is the female Superman essentially.
Yeah.
gross.
And that's
Supergirl's the female Superman. Okay.
Supergirl's a worthless piece of shit.
Oh man.
Power
show's
Girl's where
alright.
it's at.
Because her boobs are bigger?
Yes.
Okay.
No, because they're
Did
more
you ask
appealing.
him that like it was gonna be any other answer than yes?
I should have known, but I wanted to see.
Plus, she has a boob window.
Yeah, shit. Might as well just make sure the audience knows what kind of person Brandon is.
I'm a monster. Anyway.
Oh, I'm a
But
man
yeah,
that
so
enjoys breasts. I'm a monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Feminism.
But yeah, she does fly and shit, and she does have super speed. But the problem that you get with that is that now you're going to introduce the Flash, and he has to be faster, but he's not going to be.
Well, they did that in the comics all
yeah,
the
he
time.
is. Did she have any fucking cool lightning effects around her? Nope.
It's true.
He does.
Well, no.
Yeah, she did.
Like the
Fucking
entire...
Ares threw lightning at her.
No, but she didn't make the lightning. Flash makes lightning when he runs. I saw it in the trailer.
Oh.
That's how they.
So far,
I
his-
honestly feel like
so
that's
far
really
the-
weird.
Oh,
Does he
but-
have little fire decals too?
The lightning is blue also,
I
not yellow like the CW Flash.
I honestly feel and there's so much more. I honestly feel so weird about that watching the trailers. It's like he starts running, and it's like a fucking electric storm around him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like that's
I
how
think
you
it's-
chose to show how fast he's going. Like
I
let's
mean,
just use fucking lightning effects to the fucking max.
Right.
I mean, I think it's cool, but I agree they overdid it. Like, it's an idea where it's like, oh, he's just running through the Speed Force, and that's how he's going faster. It's like, okay, I mean, when you're running faster than light, you should technically be blind. You know, you can't see anymore because that's how we fucking see.
Right.
But
Well, technically you can't go faster than light.
well, yeah, technically you can't even get anywhere close. But
Flash does everything fast, including C.
Including
He
jack off his
sees stuff
ding
really
dong.
fast.
That's how they explain.
Including existing past the speed of light.
That's-
That's theoretically impossible. He also wouldn't be able to breathe.
Well, no, I think once he breaks the speed of light, doesn't he go back in time? Isn't that when?
It depends. In the
Yeah, but he doesn't
Rebirth,
need to breathe because you can hold your breath in a split second.
That's fair. That's a good
So-
point.
You're holding your breath for a second right now.
so in Rebirth,
I'm
they
being
made, it to
Flash.
where,
I'm ready.
they made it to where if you go near the speed of light, you are time traveling.
Right. Yeah.
But in the older stuff and in most of his canon, he's gone faster than light or the speed of light, and it's not done anything.
Well, that's because you just
It's
get a
just-
writer that's just like, and
Right.
then he went faster than particles.
And
It's
then
cool.
he perceived everything in an attosecond. Like, yeah, the writers overdid him, and that's where you get the problems because now he's completely inconsistent.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Well, no, that's
So-
all stemmed from Wonder Woman.
That's
fair.
yeah, we love tangents.
Well, yeah, but I was just trying to
We love tannins.
make sure we get
We
back
love
on
tangents.
track.
Yeah.
He picked.
So I agree with them. I didn't get goosebumps. I thought her like slow mo, it looked cool, but it was a weird
But,
choice.
no,
It was a
like,
weird
I loved
choice for
that
me.
She like was screaming
Right.
and
Going
shit.
berserk.
Yeah.
Yeah, went
That was
fucking nuts
badass.
because he died.
Yeah.
There was no reason for her to be super speed.
Yeah,
she could have
I-
just done the same thing in
Did
normal
she?
speed.
Yeah, she did it in the church and everything when she was like sliding around the room, slashing
was
people's
badass.
legs out. Like
Oh
that
my
looked
God.
amazing, and they didn't have to do it in
In such an
super
odd way.
speed slow mo. Also, that movie used a lot of slow mo.
Oh yeah, it was like,
Like,
the Guy
argu-
Ritchie movie. of the
Arguably too
century.
much slow mo. There was a point. I've never reached a point in a movie where I was like, "Oh,
What about
look,
The
they're
Matrix?
going slow mo again." No, even in the Matrix, I wasn't like, "Oh, cool, more slow mo." This one,
I was like, this is the Matrix, so they can do whatever they want.
this one, I got to the point where it's like, "Hey, wow, that's another slow mo scene. How much did you pay the effects guys to do this slow mo?"
You know, honestly, well, that's how I felt with Man of Steel. I thought that's what was going to happen because, what was the director's name?
Patton Oswalt.
It's Patton Oswalt.
Steve Jobs.
Shoot, man, I can't think of
That's
his name
it.
right now.
You got
But
it.
he did Watchmen, and Watchmen had...
Oh, Zack Snyder.
Yeah, Zack Snyder. He had all the slow-mo in the world, so I thought, oh, well, they're going to slow down Superman. But instead, they went super speed and just filmed it like that.
I liked that. It felt more
Exactly,
visceral
yeah.
when she was beating the shit out of people at full speed.
Well, I was thinking that too with Wonder Woman. Imagine her hitting all the bullets away at normal speed, and it's like a Gatling gun, and her arms are just like going
That'd be
insane.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Well, like they should. Well, what you want to do is complement it. Do both. Like with Quicksilver and Avengers, when they had him, they showed some slow mo scenes, and then they showed a lot of scenes where he just kind of like popped up because he's faster.
Did they
right.
So
show any
it's-
slow mo scenes of Quicksilver in?
One.
Where there was the one where he's perceiving the bullet go up. There's
That
the one where he got
he's standing
shot.
still, just staring at a bullet. I'd say
That's still fucking fast
when he's
as
running
shit.
when he's running past Mjolnir. No, when he says slow mo scenes, he has to be doing something, not just standing there
It's still
staring at
slow
a bullet.
motion.
It still is, but
like
it's
he's
a
sitting there
bullshit
doing a
scene.
double take of it. Like what the shit is that?
But he's not actually doing any action. He's just standing still, staring at a thing pass by his face.
still in slow motion, though.
Bullet.
When Hawkeye got back at him and shot up from the ground, broke the glass, and he's like, "What? You didn't see that coming?"
Hawkeye ran out of arrows for some reason.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
And then they showed it again when they showed it with everybody. At
That's
the
what I said,
very end.
Mjolnir.
Well, not
no,
just
never mind.
Mjolnir. They showed the Mjolnir scene. They showed it with everybody at the very end where they're all circling around and it looks badass. They
Well, that
showed
wasn't
it-
specifically Quicksilver, though. That was
Well,
just
yeah,
to
but
have...
he was there.
We
They
have
showed
13
everybody
people
in
on
slow motion,
screen.
and he's looking fucking normal speed, so that's kind of awesome.
You can't even really see him in that scene.
I disagree. I saw him zoom around a lot.
Anyway, Wonder Woman had too much slow mo in my opinion. I
Yes.
think they should have blended it a
Gotta
little bit better.
counterbalance it.
Well, see, I was more fine with that. I felt like the jump shots were weird. Like, at the beginning...
They weren't like Logan weird though.
What jump shot?
Wait, do you mean jump shots like when she jumped?
When they're jumping toward her away from the screen. Like, there's the point at the beginning of the movie when Diana's a little girl and she, like, jumps off the edge at Themyscira, and it looks so weird. Like, the proportions are weird or something.
Some of the effects,
were
like,
questionable.
yeah, they
Well, then-
honestly, some of them made me feel like I was watching a TV movie.
Right. Well, then the final scene of the movie, when
Oh.
she's jumping toward the screen, that sucks.
It looks so bad.
They
Like,
should have cut it off with her standing on top of
On
her
the
building.
Yeah, but no, they had to make her jump and then like she's flying off into the sunset.
Yeah, that
The
I did
sunrise,
not like
whatever.
the look of
Yeah,
that.
I
didn't
felt
like
like
that.
I was sitting at home watching that movie on my TV. Like that's how
Yeah.
bad the effects were.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen, but yeah, it wasn't great.
And I think also some of the effects for me also seemed weird just because of her costume not being
Practical.
not being anything like practical or more real worldy. Like it was like bright blue and red, and it looked like
Well, you can
like the bad Wonder Woman TV shows. She wore basically the same thing, and I thought they were gonna make it look a little better for this movie. They
I
kind of
liked
did
her
not.
costume.
I really liked it too.
Yeah, I mean, they really sold it on the whole, like, it looks like, at least, I mean, like, if you watch old movies like Troy and whatever, the movies that are about Greece and Roman times, it
Alexander?
looks, yes, Alexander, it looks like it could be
Greece?
something that, yeah.
Colin Farrell.
No, with John Travolta.
Yeah.
I was,
Grease lightning!
yeah, I was talking about Alexander.
I
for sure.
agree.
But I liked the costume. I agreed that they could have made it more practical, but I understand why they did the way
I
they did
think
it.
they should have made it more practical, and I think the colors should have been a little less vibrant. It clashed really hard with how DC's usually dark.
Which
But it was
is why I
supposed to-
liked it. That's what I liked about it, was that it was so vibrant and it brought out the
It represents
color.
her being better.
It just looked weird aesthetically to me. Like,
Yeah, I get
Did
that.
anybody else question the sword being down her ass?
When?
I liked
And
it.
she wore the
she
dress
ball
and she had
ground.
the
Like, I
sword.
call bullshit. There's no way the sword could just, like, do that. She would be stabbing through her ass. It was flat against her back, and there's no reason that it... Like, everybody would sit there and notice that sword was either A, poking out because her butt was pushing it out, and now she has this random tail that's sharp, or B,
Sounds
she
hot.
stabbed into herself like some fucking, I don't know, weird pocket dimension person.
Well,
Sounds hot.
unless they decided, oh, we're gonna make a tiny sword for this dress,
Well, they could have done
like
that.
on the set. Well, no.
Well, like swords,
Her sword
swords
is-
from the
her
Bronze Age
sword
were
was-
small.
Well,
Her
I'm
sword
saying-
was pretty short.
I'm saying there's no way the costume designers were like, oh, well, the God Killer sword's gonna be on her back, but it doesn't fit, so we're gonna make it tiny. Like, they would have to use the real proportions of the sword for that.
Right, and I would have preferred that. Like, that's what didn't make sense to
no.
me, is if they... What?
What Remy's saying is they had to have made it work. Like, it had to have actually worked for them to make that costume.
You guys haven't seen the... No, they didn't have to make it work at all. You only had to
I
make
would
the
think
handle
so.
and part of the blade, and then the rest just,
Well,
like, poke out.
These are $1 million movies. They're not gonna sit there and be like, we're gonna half-ass this
No,
bit.
that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna
Did
make...
you say that's
not
what they did with
half-assing it.
Yondu's mohawk?
That's not
I never
half-assing
said
it at
that.
all. That's what Blake said.
Yeah.
I thought you were the one that said that.
No, I was totally down with it.
But that's not half-assing it at all. That's making two separate
No, I'm
props.
talking about the whole mohawk thing where they just made the mohawk shorter because the doors
Oh,
were
yeah.
too high. Or too
But,
short.
I mean, that's one of the things, too, where Thor doesn't wear his helmet because Chris Hemsworth doesn't like wearing the helmet. Like, those are easier fixes than... I guess making a tiny sword's an easy fix.
Okay,
I
here we
don't
go.
know.
Here's a great picture of it.
They wouldn't make a tiny sword. They're just gonna make the hilt and have just
See,
part of
it
the sword.
doesn't-
It wouldn't be
sticking out the
between
top.
her... It'd be
No,
down
they,
her back.
They shoved it between her cheeks for comical purposes, but it would stab through her or be on top of her ass.
It would just be a flat dress. Like,
Her sword wasn't that long, but now that you're saying it,
See, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if they would have just made it an actual
Well,
proportion
it
of
wasn't-
a gladius or
Yeah.
a falchion or whatever, then it would have worked because those are naturally short swords.
Right.
But that one was way too long to do that.
But long or short didn't really matter because her fucking gown is like way down the
Right,
middle
yeah.
of her back.
Yeah,
anyway.
it was legitimately the middle of her spine where she put that shit. And then the asshole was like dancing with her, had his hands on her back,
That's
and didn't notice the sword. Like, that was just a poor choice. It's not that like they
I don't
didn't
think
make
you'd
it work.
expect... I think there are weird design dresses like that.
I
They
just
just be
figured-
like, oh, is this a sword? And you just pull it out.
I just figured that they would have like if she needed a weapon, she could have either A, worn her bracelets because
She is the weapon.
well like yeah, Iron Fist. I love you.
Well, no, she is.
Well,
She's
she
the
could've-
God Killer.
Well, yeah, exactly. She is, but like she could have just had the lasso, the bracers, or whatever, something that's more easily concealed. But no, she
Well-
just like, you know what? I'm gonna because at this time she thought
I
that
just-
was the sword. That she thought the sword was the God Killer, not
the
her.
sword wasn't it just like it was a short sword? It was like a gladius, wasn't it?
It wasn't that short.
It
As
I
much
was-
felt
as
like
wish
it was basically a gladius.
Think about in the beginning of the movie when they're first showing it to little Diana and it's like sticking up on the pedestal and all that shit. It was pretty tall there, but it might have been the pedestal. I don't know, but
It wasn't like long sword, like a knight kind of length, but it wasn't gladius short either, because those are basically like large dirks or daggers.
Yeah,
You know. Those
that
are-
I guess I mean it's been a while since I've seen it. That's just how I remembered it.
Right. Nevertheless, that to me was more annoying than anything else. But it,
her dress.
no, her dress was great. The dress
All
was
we've been
beautiful.
doing is nitpicking this movie.
That's kind of what you have to do with these kind of things.
That's fair.
Because like, what
There's
are we
two-
gonna do? Just be like, we loved it.
There's too much to gush over. I
Yeah.
guess. The comedy was really good. The dialogue. I think the dialogue was the best part of the movie, honestly.
I'd say the soundtrack.
The actors.
Like,
Blake, what's the best part of the movie?
no, like you take soundtrack. I want Gal.
Just sing the X-Men song again.
And cut.
You didn't ask me what my favorite part was.
We know.
The credits.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know because you didn't see the credits.
Yeah.
You have yet to see them. And how
Yeah.
beautiful.
You'd be
You're
very
not
happy with
spoiling
these
it.
credits.
Actually, they were pretty cool.
What was the credit scene?
No, there wasn't after credit. Suicide Squad had one, so I thought Wonder Woman would, but it
And
did
there-
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how fucking movies should be.
Right, because I remember texting you and asking you.
Right. Well, I think that's stupid anyway. You can't pick and choose. I don't know. It's either have an after credit scene in all the movies like Marvel does, or none.
Well,
you
I think
can't just
that's
throw
why
one in
they-
Suicide Squad.
I think, well, the reason they did that in Suicide Squad was because they were trying to be like Marvel. That's why
Right.
Suicide Squad flopped so hard, was because they wanted it to be Marvel, and it's like, you guys already established that you're not Marvel. That's your first issue.
Right.
It was a poor choice to begin with, but you know what? That's alright.
Listen, I'll watch Captain Boomerang in anything, but don't make it like a Marvel movie.
No, you can make it like a Marvel movie, you just have to go
Especially
in.
if Jai Courtney's the actor. Love him. Super good actor.
You just
What
have
else
to,
is he in?
I don't fucking care. He's a bad actor.
Cool. Okay.
He doesn't really seem Australian either, despite the fact that he is Australian.
He's a bad actor. That
Yeah.
could be chalked up to his
But they
terrible
threw in
acting.
Ezra Miller for 2 seconds, and that got me hard.
Me
I
too.
actually saw a calculation of how fast Ezra Miller was moving when he knocked him out, and it's like, he only went 30 miles an hour.
Well, you don't need to go
Like,
fast to
he's the
fight Captain
sla-
Boomerang.
He is
so.
the slowest Flash to date.
Just in that. I
Well,
mean,
big, like, what do you read?
So, the scene in Suicide Squad where Ezra Miller comes up,
No, I know what you're talking about, but how did they do that calculation?
oh, they used the tiles on the floor, and then the frames per second, and the, like, when he was here, and then when he ended up at the very front of the screen.
but what if it
Tiles
was
on the
slow
floor,
mo?
It wasn't, though. It happened in real time. You watched
how do you
Captain
know?
Boomerang get fucking hit
How
and
do you
fall on
know?
the ground in real time. Anyway,
It looked real fast.
yeah. It looked fast
It
as
looked
fuck,
real
but I mean, any person running at 30 miles an hour looks fucking fast.
Usain Bolt.
You can do it.
Well, I think he's like 17.
No,
20-something.
25 or something.
Yeah.
Once you go over 28, I believe the ligaments in your leg break.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. Here's the source. I'm not gonna look it up.
Just throw a random source.
They don't have to know that.
Nobody's gonna click it
That's true.
because nobody will be watching to this point.
Oh man.
What was up with her mom not telling her
Not
about
telling her what.
what she was?
That she was the god
Yeah,
killer.
that didn't make any sense either.
That made no sense to me. Don't train her. But why?
All
Okay,
of us
okay,
are
you
trained.
fucking trained her and it made sense, but don't tell her she's the god killer. But why? Still why? I
So
don't
she can try to stab a guy with her sword and fail? Like, is that what you want? You want to break her heart?
Honestly, if the villain is willing to tell her, the villain's like, you're the fucking god killer, like, you're supposed to kill me. Even the villain is telling her that. Why can't her fucking mom do it?
Well, I think it was Themyscira was protected by Zeus, and they were hidden from Ares, and Hippolyta just didn't want Wonder Woman to go out and die. And so she was like,
Get good, kid.
She's the god killer.
well, yeah, but she was just like, stay on this island, you're happy here, everything's cool, right? A-okay.
A-okay.
And then she was like, but I want to train, though. And she's like, no, if you train, you're going to want to leave. And she's like, I want to train.
Yeah, no, totally.
Fine, you
it
can
was-
train her in case Ares comes to Themyscira, but you're not leaving. And she's like, I'm gonna leave. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Fine, but you're not allowed back.
That's the way to get around that.
Yeah,
Pretty
she
much.
did straight up cave on everything. She's like, you're not training, and then they caught him training one time. She's like, all right, but you're not leaving.
Have you ever tried to tell a kid not to do something?
Yeah, I do it literally every day.
Do they
Don't
do the
scream
thing?
mostly. That's what Brandon says.
Don't scream.
She's the queen and also her mom and also an Amazon. She can't control a small girl.
Well, to be fair, the small girl is also an Amazon, and she's a princess.
And a god.
And
And a
a
god
god,
killer.
yes, half god. She outranks her mom.
But like her mom just caved on everything. Like didn't even try to stop her once she figured out she was training. And then she was
No, she
she's like-
tried for a
She's
second.
like, you can't leave, and Diana's like, but boat's right there. I'm probably gonna get on.
I'm
And her
already
mom's
on the
like,
boat.
"Oh, you got me. The boat is right there. I guess you can go. That seems
No,
you're
the
making
mom-
good points."
When the boat was right there, I don't think the mom even really tried. She was like, I know you're leaving. And Diana was like, yeah. And she's
Yeah,
like,
why did you
well.
fucking come out here then, mom?
Well, just say goodbye to your kid. It's not.
She literally could have stopped her.
Hippolyta has a heart, unlike you, Tony.
And then she didn't fucking tell her. If she's gonna leave anyways to kill Ares, you might as well be like, hey, that fucking sword on your back? Lied to you about it. You're the god killer. Good luck. Bye, sweetie. Love you. Send notes. And
Don't come back.
Yeah, because when your kid leaves your house, you want to be like, you have
I
a
love
fucking
you.
assassin coming after you. Have fun.
no,
Bye.
she's the assassin. I'm gonna tell my kids that when I send them to preschool for the first time. I'm gonna be like, your teacher is actually the god of war, and you have to kill them.
You're gonna be a good dad.
Your son.
Actually, I'm not even gonna tell them that. I'll just be like, the god of war is out there, and eventually you have to confront them and kill them. Your training begins today. Get on the
Don't
bus.
trust a soul, not even me.
Here's your fucking ham sandwich. Good luck.
You're never loved back.
They
Fuck.
just live in the backyard.
Yeah.
Hopefully Chris Pine's on that bus. If not, then your movie is going to be much worse, if I'm going to be honest.
You know, that was a joke we made. Well, this is switching topics a little bit, but a joke we made after the movie was Steve Trevor should have flown the plane to Themyscira and blown it up there, so that way it was contained out in the middle of the ocean.
Just murder.
Yeah,
all the
whoops.
others.
Well, at least he's dead too. He can't get in trouble.
Yeah, that's fair.
When you,
What are they gonna do?
you can't be mad at a dead guy.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Their lungs are going to fill up with blood. They can't say anything about it.
They could throw him in Lazarus pit, I guess, but it's a lot
When
of
you
work.
took that in Themyscira?
Yeah.
But fucking Wonder Woman ran right through all the fucking gas and it didn't fucking affect her at all.
Yeah, Wonder Woman doesn't have a problem with gas.
She didn't run through that gas, though. Did she? I thought it was mustard gas.
Yeah, no,
that
it
she-
was.
She ran
That's
through
the same gas.
that destroyed the fucking town. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, you'd still think mustard gas would hurt.
That's fair.
she's half god, so I guess that works.
And have Amazon.
So
Yeah,
it's like
she
rock,
could
paper,
run through
scissors. Half god beats gas.
Gas beats humans. Humans beat half gods?
Maybe.
Batman.
That's true. We made this work.
I guess maybe we should have final thoughts.
Well, then just give it a score out of 10 and call it a day.
Score out 10. Okay. 8.
Let's get real shallow with it.
3 then.
9.5.
Nice.
Be like 9.
How's mine's the lowest?
I mean, I'll give it a 7.
Okay, nice. I feel good.
I thought mine to a 5.
I was gonna say I felt like you were most critical in our what'd you think of the movie at the beginning.
I'll give it a 9.9. Nearly flawless. Too much sword.
Sword.
Yeah.
No, I
I'm
mean,
more
like,
like an 8.
7, 7.5, something around there.
It was
It was a good movie, but it wasn't like the end all DC movie. I think they can still do better.
I hope
sure?
Justice League ends up.
I think that they can do better. I don't think that they're going to. But
I hope
think they
every
can.
DC movie is just like this from now on.
The same story.
Yeah,
Just
they're all
different-
World War One, just different
It's like,
characters.
well, this is the Flash, and then it's just.
This is
Wonder
Central City. It's just Themyscira again.
Woman.
I need to go over to Metropolis.
Metropolis.
He's in London.
Also, sorry, I just remembered the whole alleyway scene.
Oh, where they reference Superman?
No, where she like grabs the one guy and he takes the cyanide pill. She only knocked out the other two guys. Why didn't she just like question those guys instead of just like?
I assume she cracked the cyanide pill. They're cyanide molars.
Because like they're just like, oh,
Yeah, that's the cyanide pill is in a
Cyanide.
fake molar.
Yeah, I know.
I just
cyanide. He'll just we'll never get anything from him. What about those two guys? No, we'll never get anything.
They're
from
gone.
them.
Steve Trevor's like crushing their jaws together so it breaks, and he's like, "Oh, they took him too."
We actually never even brought up her lasso of truth.
Yeah. I thought the scenes with the lasso were probably the coolest, like, fighting scenes.
Yeah,
for
lassos
me.
are hot.
Well, not
thought
even
it was-
just how hot it was just fucking cool how she was, like, you throw it around and you got this fucking glowy thing just flying around. It was awesome. Aesthetically, it looked amazing.
She spun it around her head, then she,
She didn't
like
even do that.
wrapped
That was
it
the
around
cool
something.
thing. She used it like a fucking, like...
It was cool. She never flew it around her head.
Well, she used it like one of those shooting star
Lassos.
maces that they have in kung fu movies. It was
Right.
badass.
I also thought it was funny when it was making people tell the truth.
Yeah, that was...
Well, I was gonna say, I thought it was a little strange that they were able to fight it so much.
I'm strangely aroused.
Well, no, they couldn't actually lie, but they could just not talk for a little bit until they were just like, I'm gay.
You heard it here, guys.
Well, Tony and I haven't watched X-Men yet.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah,
We went to our first rom-com together.
Yeah,
so.
we did.
You haven't seen X-Men?
No, we haven't seen X-Men together.
Remember, we talked about it.
And we're gonna
Oh, shit.
jerk off each other's ding dongs.
Oh, that's right.
Oh shit.
Okay, well,
All right.
hope you like the drawing, guys.